let's talk about the brand new State of Play Final Fantasy VII Remake trailer. I have gotten a lot of messages about this thing. That was basically my entire afternoon yesterday, was just getting messages about it. A lot of good and a lot of bad. A lot of people are messaging me saying they love it. A lot of people are saying we hate it. You know, it's always going to be this way with Final Fantasy VII Remake stuff. But yeah, it was very polarizing. Some people love it, some people hate it. Here's my opinion. Now, before I talk about the actual trailer, let me talk about how my opinion has changed over the last couple of years. When I made the 10 things I want to see and don't want to see about Final Fantasy VII Remake a couple of years ago, and those videos completely blew up. That was back when I was much more, I guess, expecting the remake to be the game that we all dreamed of when we were kids. I was much more nitpicky, like I want to see this happen and this happen and this happen. Those opinions are completely gone now, and I want to make that completely clear. This game is not going to be that game. This game is more of a game that Square wants to make, that they want to make a brand new Final Fantasy VII experience. They want it to be better than the original. They want it to be this brand new thing. So for me, my new opinion of the remake is that I just want it to be a good game that at least makes us feel like we're playing Final Fantasy VII remastered, you know? So I'm not so nitpicky as much anymore about, oh, I want to see this and this and this and this. I really just want a good game. After all this time and after all this crap they've put us through, I just want the game to be good, and I'll buy it, and I'll play it, and I'll enjoy it, and I'll move on. It's no longer that game that I've dreamt of since I was a kid. I'm no longer fanboying over it like crazy. I'm no longer, sitting here on a knife's edge waiting for them to give more. I don't care much about it anymore. I get these trailers, and I'm like, oh, that looks great, just give me the game. And then there's another trailer, and I'm like, that looks great, just give me the game. So that's where I'm at currently, is just, I just want the game, and I just want it to be good, and that's it. I'm no longer like, oh my god, the remake, it's everything I ever, you know what I mean? So that's where I'm at. But let's talk about this trailer. In general, I liked it. I think it looks good. But I have a lot of problems with it as well. And I'm going to be brutally honest about the trailer. I think it's very important that we're very brutally honest to Square about it. We're not here to pat Square on the back and be like, great job, Square, you made a 1-minute trailer. We need to be real with them, The Sonic movie didn't get Sonic changed because people were like, good job, Sega. No, it's because they beat him up and said, no, this looks like crap, you need to fix it. Fallout 76, if people hadn't reamed Bethesda over it, we wouldn't have seen all the backlash there. So it's very important that we're critical of these things as they come out. So I'm going to be brutally honest. I'm sorry if I'm like totally killing everyone's hype over it or anything. I do think it looked good, so don't get me wrong there. I think it looked good. But there's a lot of things I don't like about it. The first thing, and probably the biggest thing that frustrated me about this trailer, is that we are still in Midgar. And it's been 4 years since the first trailer came out, even longer since they started talking about it, but 4 years since the original trailer came out. In 2015, E3 2015, they showed a hype trailer, and they won E3 that year, basically, because they showed it off. Then they came out, I think, 2 or 3 years later. I think it was last year that they said it. They came out and they said, sorry, guys, we came out way too early about it. We screwed up. We're not done with the game. We're not even close to done with the game. We've been working on Kingdom Hearts 3. Our bad. We came out too early. Now, that's already a load of crap. They obviously just showed the game so that they could get the hype started for E3 and they could win E3. But, they came out and they said, our bad. Okay, that's fine. Whatever. Let's move on. But they're doing it again And that's my biggest gripe with this, is that they're just showing more of the same so that they can get the hype up again, so that they can once again drop stuff in E3 2019 and again, blow away the show. And I'm just tired of playing Square's stupid game of like, oh, we're gonna show it, but we're not gonna. Oh, we don't have it done yet. Oh, but we're working on it. But it's just nonsense. If at this point, it's been 4 years, we should be seeing more, not a minute of us still in Midgar. So that was like my biggest problem. And it means one of two things. Either one, they're just holding everything back, and at E3 they're just going to be like, boom, here's everything. Which again is frustrating, because at this point they should just be showing us what they have. Or two, the game is just Midgar, which we cannot leave that possibility out of our heads yet. There is a possibility. They said that it was going to be more than one game a while ago. I don't know if they're still sticking with that, but they said it's going to be more than one episode. So there is a very strong possibility that this game that we're getting sometime, we still don't have a release date, but sometime, is just Midgar, which would frustrate a lot of people, understandably, seeing as though we've waited 4 years, and then they're just like, okay, here's Midgar. There's been pre-orders on Amazon for literally 4 years now. Since E3 2015, you could pre-order this game on Amazon, and that pre-order, correct me if I'm wrong, I think it's $60. So if this is episode 1, and if it is Midgar, and if it is $60, that's going to be very frustrating for a lot of people. Definitely, without a doubt. I can assure you that a lot of people will be very frustrated about that, including myself. The second thing I wanted to talk about that I did not like from this trailer is they show Sephiroth. Well, they show Sephiroth's butt. So we have Sephiroth's butt. Awesome. We got the booty. We're in there, boys. We got Seph booty. But the way that they show it in the trailer makes it look like Cloud is meeting Sephiroth in Midgar, which they could have just done this for the trailer. They could have just thrown in, could have been a scene where Cloud's like, oh my god, it's Reno, but instead they just like stuck Sephiroth's butt there so that they could show it off in the trailer. But if that scene that we saw is in the game, it's a very, very bad news for us. It means that the one thing, the one comment I get most out of any comment that I get on my big remake videos, the one biggest thing I get is people saying, you know what, I'm fine with them changing the combat, I'm fine with them changing the look, whatever. I just want the story to be Final Fantasy VII story. I just want the script, I just want the story, I want to feel the story in 4K. I want to see the characters' reactions to the story that I read back when I played it as a kid. And if this scene happens, then it's a pretty good indicator that they've changed a lot. Because that's a big deal if Cloud meets Sephiroth in Midgar. That means that the whole, showing, the whole moment in the boat when they see Sephiroth for the first time and they're like, oh my god, it is Sephiroth and you're alive, all that's gone. And there's some kind of thing where he meets Sephiroth in Midgar, who knows. But yeah, it's a very bad indicator if that's true. Now, could they have just thrown it in for the trailer? Absolutely. We don't know that yet. And that's like the biggest problem with this trailer, is that we just don't know. We don't know anything still. We still only have seen Midgar. We haven't seen most of the characters. We saw Eris now, and we have Sephiroth Butt now, and we have Jessie now. But that's it. We still know Tifa. We don't know if they're going to censor the crap out of Tifa. I'm guessing they didn't show Tifa because they haven't decided yet if they're going to censor her or not. They're still going back and forth on that. Haven't seen Red 13, So we have very little to go on. Even the combat, we don't have much to go on yet. So they're just not showing us anything. They're once again putting us all on the string and pulling us to E3 where they're like, oh, we're going to show you more at E3. So that's my frustration, is that they're just still stringing us along 4 years later. Why? But having said all that, I still think the trailer was pretty good. I liked it. There's a lot of things I did like about it. I like the look of it. I like Cloud. I don't know if I'm completely sold on him yet, but they really started showing Cloud's personality, and I'm liking it, surprisingly. If I had to pick the hardest character ever to make in a new game, it would be Cloud, because he is such a in-depth, like, just difficult character. He's difficult. We don't know exactly how Cloud acts given the text that we have from the original game. He's got personality traits of Zack. He has personality traits of his own. He has personality traits of a soldier guy. He's slowly going insane, but then he's also got like the humor of Zack and like the goofiness of Zack. So he's a very, very hard character to nail down, and I feel like they did pretty good in this trailer. He actually feels like when he walks up to Aeris for the first time, he almost looks glossy-eyed. He's like, oh, I don't know where I'm at or what I'm doing. And then Aeris is like, hello, and then he like gets, woken up, and then he's like, what is this, a flower? So like, they're not making him just this really like awesome masculine character. They're giving him some kind of, struggle, internal struggle already, which is great to see. And I think he sounds pretty good, too. All the other characters looked and sounded great. Barrett looks great. Jesse looks really good. Aeris looks really good. Aeris sounds really good. So all that was great. Midgar looks great. The enemies look great. A lot of people are complaining about the combat. I just don't feel like there's enough to go on yet. Everybody is coming at me and saying it's Final Fantasy 15 combat. It's going to be bad. And although I agree with that, I don't know if we have enough yet to say that it's Final Fantasy 15 combat. Yes, it's an action RPG. We already knew this from day one, that it was going to be an action RPG. They said it was going to be, and everyone was like, no, if we complain enough, they'll make it turn-based. It's going to be an action RPG. We knew this. But I think it looks fun. I don't think there's enough to go on just to be like, oh, it's definitely Final Fantasy 15 combat. If it ends up being Final Fantasy 15 combat, then I know a lot of people are going to be very sad about that, including myself. But I feel like they can do more. I feel like it's going to be more of like a mix of Kingdom Hearts 2 and Final Fantasy 15, like Big Shay said. I think it's going to be a combination. I think it's going to be its own thing. And I think until we get our hands on it, which people are saying there's going to be a playable demo at E3, but until we get our hands on it, I don't want to draw any conclusions about the combat. I think it could be good, and I'll just leave it at that. But yeah, I mean, unfortunately, there's not much else to talk about because it's only a minute. Again, stringing us along. But from what I've seen, I thought it was pretty good. I would love to hear your guys' opinion on it. You guys on YouTube, I would absolutely love for you to comment down below and tell me what you think about the trailer and what you think about the remake in general. Where are your thoughts? Where are you at right now? Are you still in the fanboy, area where you're like, oh my god, this is going to be the game that changes my whole life. I hope they don't screw it up. Or are you in the section of like, you know what, I just want it to be good so I can play it and enjoy it and move on. Where are you at still? Have you finally, has Square finally kicked you off the mountain and now you're sitting at the bottom? Or are you still on the top of that mountain waiting for the ultimate Final Fantasy VII Remake? Let me know what you think. And before I finish this video, I just wanted to throw out there that yesterday, funnily enough, yesterday the remake trailer drops, and also yesterday we hit 50,000 subs on YouTube. So I wanted to thank everybody from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much for subbing to the channel or just watching the channel or whatever you've done to support my channel. I appreciate it so much, even if it's just watching this video. I appreciate it. I've been doing this for over 10 years, and 7 of those years were for like 50 people. So to get 50,000 subs now is amazing, and I do not take it for granted, and I appreciate every single one of you. So thank you so much. Let me know in the comments down below what you think of the remake, and, we'll see you up at E3, I guess. I don't know. We'll see you when we actually see the game, and then we'll talk about it more.